Good morning and welcome to Michigan Farm and Garden. I'm Jody Pollock-Newsome and I'm your host. We have a great show lined up for you this morning. This morning we're going to talk to you about learning more about making it in Michigan. We're going to talk about the Michigan egg industry, and we're also going to talk about cooking with Michigan. Stay tuned. Good morning, and again, welcome to Michigan Farm and Garden. Folks, on the show this morning, as always, we're going to talk about Michigan, and a little bit more about Michigan. Certainly there are lots of things to celebrate when we think about Michigan and we think about agriculture. So we're going to share some information with you on the show this morning, get you fired up and excited about those opportunities. My first guest this morning is Matt Birbeck. Matt is with the MSU Product Center. And we've had different companies on in the past, talked about opportunities to look at businesses here in our state. We've talked some about some of the small food companies. Well, Matt's going to tell us a little bit about the Product Center, and then he is going to talk about an amazing event, Making It in Michigan. And if you remember from past years, we always talk a little bit about the conference, and then we actually go and shoot right there, do a show or two, and really share with you some of the entrepreneurs that we have here in our state. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, let you know a little bit more about it, and what you need to do if you have an idea and you would like to get involved. Then I also have with me this morning Rob Knecht. He is with Vande Bunte Eggs, and we are going to talk about the egg industry here in our state. Certainly we know that agriculture is important, but I really think the egg industry is one of those very strong leading industries in our state that sometimes seems to get forgotten. So we're going to talk a little bit with him, a little bit about the industry, what the opportunities are, and what he sees for the future. Then I'm very excited to have back with me again Denene Vincent, and we are going to talk about the bounty in the state and how you can use it and how you can actually cook with it. So she is here with Chat Gourmet. We're going to talk a little bit, and then she is going to come back and join me for the recipe. And folks, it's going to be absolutely wonderful. It is for an Italian Caprese Salad. She's going to show you a couple different ways you can make that, how you can pull that together, and as we talk about that, we're also going to make sure that we give you some ideas on the importance of the bounty that we have here in our state and how you can enjoy our great produce year-round. Folks, it is going to be an absolutely wonderful show. Make sure you stay tuned, and we will be back with our first guest right after the Michigan Farm and Garden Fact of the Week.
It's time for the Michigan Farm and Garden Fact of the Week, brought to you by the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan.
Michigan's food and agriculture sector contributes an estimated $91.4 billion to Michigan's economy. That's an increase of more than 50% between 2004 and 2010. For more information, go to productcenter.msu.edu.
Corn touches your life every day. With over 600 items in the store that contain corn, it's America's renewable resource. There are amazing new products made from corn, like comforters, clothes, corn stoves, dinnerware, and of course, ethanol.
Corn, America's renewable resource, powering industry, feeding America, and fueling the future.
Thanks to Michigan's corn farmers, the future is bright for innovative products made from corn. To learn more about how corn touches your life, visit our website.
And welcome back. We are back with Matt Birbeck, Michigan MSU Product Center High Impact Venture Action Team. That was a mouthful.
It is, Jody. Well, thank you for having me back. It's been a long time, but it's always good to be back.
It's good to have you here, and you guys from the Product Center always have such good news and so many positives to share. I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about the Product Center, and then we're going to talk about the event.
Sure. Well, it's been a busy year for us. The MSU Product Center, as you know, really helps new and existing businesses create value-added items or products or new businesses in the food, ag, and bioeconomy arena. And why we're so special is that we really use the university's assets and expertise in helping these new businesses or existing businesses create new ventures or products. And when you think of MSU, we've got the School of Food Science, we've got packaging, we've got engineering, we've got law clinics. we've got so many things that these entrepreneurs can tap into that it really becomes that we are sort of the state's full-service business center in creating these new value-added products. So it's been a busy year. I think we've counseled probably over about 300 or 400 new clients this year. Just talking about business, some have been successful, some have sort of said, oh, I think that's quite complicated, I'll go away and come back again. But we've had lots of really good successes across the board, from some really cool barbecue sauces to sort of like trendy food that's coming online these days, with just cooking and simmer sauces and breads and gluten-free stuff. It's been, as I say, it's been a really busy year for us.
Well, and I have to say one thing too. Whenever we have the small food companies on here, I think all of them pretty much have worked with you guys, and they just have wonderful things to say, because it is very overwhelming to think of taking an idea or your grandma's sauce and trying to work it through the system. So, you know, kudos to you and the folks you work with there at MSU at that team.
Well, we're a really good team. You know, it's a lot of regulation. There's a lot of food science. When people buy something on a store these days, they always think it's so simple. But actually, we're opening the jar is just like, there's a whole lot of food science and regulatory stuff in there. We've done some really unique things as well. You know, we've got the Meijer section in 35 Meijer stores these days that are absolutely dedicated to Michigan products, you know, from clients of the product center. We've also got 25 Kroger stores that have got a 4-foot section that are dedicated to Michigan products. So it's really growing. I mean, this whole notion where people talked about, you know, local, 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 and in your intro you said Michigan, 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 it's really beginning to establish itself as just a mainstream category section within the supermarkets these days. So it's a great time. If you've got that recipe in your back pocket, dig it out, come and see us, and we'll get you into business.
Well, and I mean, that kind of leads up to, you guys have, it seems to be an annual event now that you have up and going, and I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about the Making It in Michigan conference, because it is a wonderful place to be. Lots of excitement, lots of energy, and lots of enthusiasm.
Yeah, well, the Making It in Michigan conference and trade show, it's our yearly activity that we really showcase what the product center does, plus we have a unique trade show that really allows clients of the product center to showcase their wares to buyers from around the state. So it's a 2-part day. The morning activity is really about a new client that wants to learn about what it takes to bring a new product or start a new business to fruition. So there's a lot of inspiration. We have a great keynote speaker this year. We have Bob Fish from Bigby coming to talk about how he started his business and what he's doing now, and how he's, you know, after we've gone through some really bad economic times, about how he's really beginning to push the business forward again and sort of stimulate growth. And then there's loads of educational sessions that we do about, you know, canning and jarring and food safety. We have the Department of Agriculture coming along to talk about rules and regulations. We have buyers and distributors talking about what it takes to get products into retail stores. So the morning activity really is about learning the skills and the tricks of the trade in actually creating a product and what it takes to take it into the marketplace. Then the afternoon activity is our trade show, which is our premier food show, where we have really grown our reputation for being the sort of the #1 place where buyers such as Meijer and Kroger and Whole Foods and Spartan and all the stores from Detroit come and find these unique products for their stores for the year. And we have a very cool competition that's run by Westbourne Markets out of Detroit. They're a 3-chain supermarket that we've chosen because we like their size. They're big enough that they can sort of cause a little bit of excitement, but they're small enough so even the small guy can do it. But what they do is they choose 3 products as a competition that day that they will guarantee shelf space for a year and guide them and nurture them and look after them through those first initial stages. So it's a very cool, it's a great show, it's a great day. As always, we're always looking forward to it, and filling fast, by the way, as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazed me. Every year it seems bigger, the energy and the enthusiasm, and just to talk to the folks who, you know, if it's grandma's recipe or their recipe, the passion that they have for that food, it always gets me fired up. It is a wonderful event.
It's great, and the nice thing is that anybody can come along. The morning activity, the conference and trade show, you know, if you want to learn about the product center, there are some fees. I think it's $60, $70 for the day. But it includes breakfast and lunch and all the breakout sessions and everything that goes with it. If you want to be a vendor of the trade show, come and talk to me at the product center and we'll guide you through that process. There are some rules and regulations we have, like you do have to be a Michigan business. We are all about Michigan here. And there's a $160 fee for that. But if you want to just come in and cruise the aisles and just see what's going on in the afternoon. It's completely free, and we would love to have more people coming just to buy stuff.
Oh,
it would
yeah.
be great, and everybody goes away with their shopping baskets completely full. So it's a great day.
I have to say I do too, because I'm doing interviews, but in between doing interviews, I'm always trying to grab stuff and buy stuff, and it is, and I can say just from the times that I've been there, there's a lot more folks that are coming in, and I really think that's helped creating the excitement.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's good.
tell us again, date, when, times.
It's at the Lansing Center. It's November the 1st. It's the Making in Michigan conference and trade show. You can read all about it and learn more about it. We have a dedicated website, which is www.makingitinmichigan, all one word, .msu.edu. November the 1st, Lansing Center. Starts around 8 o'clock, goes till 4:30. Wonderful day. Bring your money, bring your recipe, bring anything you want.
Awesome. Matt, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. It's good to see you again.
I appreciate it, and we'll see you again on November 1st.
Flying through the aisles, I know.
There we go.
Good to see you.
Folks, certainly put on your calendar November 1st. Make sure you make time for that opportunity. Get out there, see the innovative folks, the entrepreneurs that we have here in our state. Great opportunity to learn more about Michigan, to see what's out there, and if you have an idea, get to the conference for the day and learn what you need to do to get your idea on the shelves. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this message.
The Cherry Marketing Institute wants you to know about tart cherries. Cherry's red color comes from powerful antioxidants. Available year-round, it's easy to incorporate cherries into your daily diet. Visit choosecherries.com.
Michigan's 1,000 apple growers take pride in producing delicious apples from one generation to the next. From the Great Lakes come great flavors. Look for locally grown Michigan apples.
Have Jody speak at your next agricultural event. Go to jodylive.com.
And welcome back. We are back with Rob Knecht of Vande Bunte Eggs, which is a division of Konos, which distributes the Vande Bunte Eggs.
Correct.
Did I get all that right?
Yes, that's about right. Vande Bunte's the brand, so that's what you'll see right here on our package. So that's who we are. That's what we do. Eggs. It's kind of that simple. We're a family-run business. We've been around. My grandfather started back in the 40s selling eggs door to door in East Grand Rapids, Michigan. So it's been around for a while. So it's gone through a couple generations, and my uncles are kind of in charge, and I'm the third generation. So we're doing the egg thing.
That's awesome. And you know, I don't think people realize when we look at our state and look at the opportunity, the history that we have with the eggs and the importance that they are to our state.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you've mentioned before that agriculture makes up a huge part of the revenue that's brought in, generated by the state of Michigan. We actually have the second most diverse, agriculturally diverse state in the whole United States. And so eggs is just a part of that. We're actually the 10th largest producer of eggs in the country. And we have some really exciting things happening now and things happening in the future too.
Well, and certainly when we look at it, you know, what have you guys found when we look at the egg industry, look at the importance of our state? What have you guys seen as some of the trends, some of the opportunities?
Right. Well, one of the biggest things that people probably don't see, because we don't do a very good job of advertising ourselves. We just produce cheap eggs. So one of the things that people have to understand is that we employ tons of people. You know, between the millions of birds that are in the state, you know, that takes hundreds, if not thousands, of employees just on our farms. And that doesn't even take into effect all the people that grow corn for us, grow soybeans for us, all the people that we buy our equipment from, our tractors, all the people that, you know, we buy the machines to wash our eggs with. And so up and down the supply chain, if you will, we have lots of effect. So, you know, we might only employ a couple thousand people in the state, but we affect thousands more.
Well, and I think, I'm glad you say that, because it is, you go in the store, you look, I mean, I like your packaging, it has the Pure Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I can find it, I know it's a Michigan product, but when I grab that and put it in the cart, I'm not thinking of all that extra business and what it's really going on in the economy.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, and we really do have, you know, like I said, we haven't done a good job of kind of telling our story. We do a great job of every day working to make a good, safe, quality product while treating the birds, you know, with the utmost respect. And, you know, we haven't really told that story. So, you know, that's why I appreciate you coming on your show and be able to talk a little bit about that.
Well, and I think that's important. And, you know, certainly we look at animal welfare issues. We know that there's a lot of different groups out there. We know there's a lot of science that goes into it. Let's talk a little bit, you know, where you are from the producer side. Absolutely.
Well, the biggest thing facing our entire industry right now is the animal welfare side, because we do everything we can to keep our birds the way that they're supposed to be kept. And right now, we've actually made an agreement with the Humane Society to put federal legislation into place that would protect all of the birds in the whole country into what would be called county-enriched housing. And without going into all the nitty-gritty details, it's basically like a condo for egg-laying chickens. And that would keep all of the birds in an environment that is very safe for the bird, for the consumer's egg, and it keeps all those people in jobs too, instead of having to shut down farms. So for the people listening, I encourage you to check out eggbill.com and make sure that you contact your senator, your representative, and make sure that they know that, you know, the Humane Society and Michigan egg producers are on board with this thing.
Well, and I think that's so important because, you know, as we move ahead, science always changes. We always learn more than we knew 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I think that's one thing people don't always realize. In agriculture, you're looking out for the welfare of the birds, the livestock, those kinds of things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's our main priority.
Well, and when you have legislation that both sides can come together on, that's pretty important too.
Right. I mean, you know, compromise is the best way to do things, right? I mean, instead of one side digging in here, I mean, we're in election season, right? You know, we see a lot of one side over here, one side over here. I mean, we've made a compromise, and it's something that we're really proud of, and we really just want to make it, you know, drive it all the way home. So eggbill.com.
There we go. And I will put it on the website. We'll make sure we link.
Awesome.
And as you guys look to the future, I guess I see, what do you see as some of the opportunities or some of the challenges when we look at the industry?
Well, I think in the future what I would say is, you know, continuing to produce a safe, quality product that's sustainable for the state. I mean, like you said, agriculture is huge in our state, and we want to keep it there. And with this kind of federal legislation, we can keep it there, but without this, we can't. So all those thousands of jobs, you know, I look 5 to 10 years down the road, and what I'm hoping for is we get all of those things, all of this federal legislation through, and people like me, the family farmers, can keep going.
Well, and I think that's so important, especially when you look at, you said, third generation, a lot of history there, and we can tell by talking to you a lot of pride in what you do and for the industry.
Yep.
Well, and I know too, certainly when we look at Michigan, people know that we have a high quality product, and I've heard some of the different phrases, you know, you say we're 10th when we look at egg production, but I know there's a lot of folks looking at Michigan and depending on that egg industry, even in the fast food chains, and when we look at the restaurants, and for consumers to keep all that economy moving.
Right, and we're what is called a surplus state, so with the eggs that we produce here, we have to be able to ship them out. I mean, we sell a lot of our product here, but we sell a lot of it from sea to shining sea, if you know what I mean. So, you know, our eggs go all over the country, and a lot of times end up going all over the world in some scenarios. So we really need to be able to, you know, keep that money from outside of Michigan coming in so that we can, you know, continue to grow our state.
Great. Well, Rob, I'm just going to, one more time, make sure we let folks know, family farm, and what would you say for folks out there, is one egg a day enough?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Half a dozen a day. Sign me up.
There we go. Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I so appreciate it. I love your energy and enthusiasm. And folks, when we think about agriculture in the state, these are the kind of folks that we have here that have taken us through. We look at the generations of growth, and when we look at the opportunities for the future, these are the folks that are taking us ahead and moving agriculture forward. So as a consumer, what you need to do when you're out there and you're shopping, look for the Pure Michigan, look for that Michigan label, and make sure you support the businesses we have right here in our state. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this message.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at beyondtheelevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
And welcome back. We are back with Denene Vincent of Chat Gourmet. Denene, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you here. And, you know, we got to talking, and there's so much fun and so much excitement. And so I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then let's talk about what you do and how you look for and find and use Michigan.
All right. Well, Chat Gourmet has been around now for about 10 years. I've been cooking professionally for 25. And what I offer is for the home cook to be able to come in and take classes, pretty much any subject matter that they're interested in. So we do workshops on Saturdays that are longer. We have classes throughout the week. Like I said, any subject matter from bread making, sausage making, we've got cheese making, we've got topics on, Italian, French. We've got Thanksgiving survival coming up, so just about anything, yep. And of course, we focus on Michigan. All the classes are based on, are seasonal, so it's based on what's coming out. So right now we've got a lot coming out of the gardens.
We do.
Abundance of everything. And then we'll be getting into, our root vegetables, things like that. And so then we start focusing on those within our classes.
Well, and as we're looking at classes, certainly I like the kind of surviving Thanksgiving, because sometimes it is what it feels like, isn't it?
It does, it does.
Well, and certainly too, this time of year, we're looking at, depending on what the weather does, we're having some tough nights. What do we need to be thinking about? What do we need to be gearing up for to make sure we try to make that last as long as we can?
Yeah, absolutely. Last night was kind of chilly, so I went out and covered my tenders, my basil and things like that with some sheets, just give them a little protection. We didn't have that, but still, you don't know always. And so right now, I'm going to go out and I'm going to start thinking about harvesting all of my herbs and gather those up, bundle them up, and let them dry. And so I can use those throughout the winter months. My tomatoes and so forth, it's time to, if you haven't been canning, it's time to get cracking.
There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do.
Well, and it seems like, too, with some of the drought and some of that, it kind of seems like, I know for our own, we kind of had a lull, but then it seemed like things kind of took off again. And it has been a tough year to stay, I guess, on track and in the mindset that it's time to can and preserve.
It is. It's been a very interesting agricultural year for us this year, to say the least. But yeah, I just got back from Italy, and my tomatoes were green, and now they are just every color under the rainbow. So I got to get them in.
So we know who's canning, don't we?
Yes, yes, you do.
Well, and Denene, when we look at like some of the classes and some of that kind of stuff, what is the best way? Do you have like some of that beginner stuff, or is there a way to progress kind of through for folks who are just getting started? Just kind of give us an idea what we're looking at, because fall, people are starting to kind of have a little time to kind of look at some of those things.
Exactly, exactly. As far as the classes go, I really just recommend that people find a subject matter that they're interested in, because each class we go at the pace of the class. So each class we're concentrating on a specific subject. And so it's just really finding something you're interested in. We have a knife skills class, which you can never go wrong with. We offer that 3 times a year. Normally our classes, you only see them once, and usually they don't repeat for at least a year. So we offer a huge variety of classes. We teach at least 125 a year. And so it's never a dull moment, that's for sure.
That's well, and I'm thinking you just got back from Italy, so I'm thinking there's some cool stuff coming too.
There's some cool stuff definitely coming, definitely coming.
Well, Denene, let's take a quick break, because you're going to be back. We're going to do a recipe, and I want to make sure we have plenty of time to get the recipe pulled together.
All
and
right.
You're going to be showing us, I'm looking for my notes on what you're making, Italian Caprese Salad.
That's right, we are.
With tomatoes?
Yep, I'm going to use some of my heirloom tomatoes that I just harvested from Chat Gourmet's culinary gardens. We're going to use fresh mozzarella cheese and also some fresh basil that I harvested just before I drove up here today. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Folks, we will take a quick break, then we will be back, and Denene is going to start cooking. Stay
That's right.
tuned. We'll be back right after this message.
It's a love. It's a passion. The horse gets in your soul.
It's awesome to sit in there and watch all the 8-horse and 6-horse hitches go around the arena. We have some of the greatest horses that can be found on the continent.
Michigan Great Lakes is probably the #1 show to come to.
It's one of the biggest and best shows in the United States.
This is a premier event for seeing draft horses here in the state of Michigan. That's why I'm here.
We just keep coming back because it's a vacation for us.
It's the highlight of the draft horse industry.
And welcome back. We are back. Denene's already working away. We are back with Denene Vincent of Chat Gourmet, and I'm going to kind of turn it over to you and have you walk us through and show us this awesome recipe.
All right, so we're going to do this Caprese salad. So we've got some heirloom tomatoes that came out of Chat Gourmet's gardens. So we've got, we've got Mr. Stripey, we've got pineapple, we've got a brandy wine, and we've got purple Cherokee here.
Oh,
so,
wonderful.
Yep, so lots of great colors and flavors happening. All right, so I'm going to start with first just using this tomato knife. It's got a serrated edge on it. And then we're going to take that and we're just going to put these into some nice dice. All right, ready to get your hands dirty?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so as I dice, I'm going to have you toss these in that large bowl there.
All righty.
How's that sound?
Good to me.
All right.
Because with helping comes eating.
That's right, that's right.
I have that down.
All right, so we've got our purple Cherokee there. We're going to grab our pineapple. All right. Look at, I just love the color of this.
Oh, those are
Isn't that?
beautiful.
That's phenomenal.
Can I hold those up? Yeah, folks.
Yeah.
Those are gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
You said they're called pineapple?
This is called pineapple, yeah.
Oh, they are gorgeous.
So I like to grow a whole variety of different tomatoes in Chat Gourmet's culinary garden. Not only for the different, the colors are beautiful, but then you have a lot of different aspects of different flavors as well. And then you'll see on here every once in a while you see a little blemish. There's nothing wrong with that. And you also see that these tomatoes, none of them have a perfect form to them. So they're the old style heirlooms. All right.
And they are so, I'm just going to tell folks at home, they are so juicy.
They are, they're incredible. All right, so we'll slice up a couple more and call it good.
And what kind was this one?
That's Mr. Stripey. So you can see how the stripes run down the sides there?
Yep.
Yep. All right.
All right, get this in.
All right. Lovely.
I'm just mixing them together because it does look so pretty.
That's right, all those wonderful jewel tones there.
Uh-huh. All righty.
All right, so yeah, look at all that juice. That's incredible.
A lot of good juice.
That's incredible.
Okay.
You don't get those from store-bought tomatoes, do you?
No, you can tell it's good garden raised.
Garden fresh, yep. Or from a good farmer's market. All right, so now we got some mozzarella. So we're using a fresh mozzarella here. So we're going to take that. We're just going to cube that on up. All right.
And time goes faster. I think we always seem to run shorter on time than we want to.
Isn't that true?
I think we have about a minute, a long minute left.
Left. All right, let's get this knocked out. All right, so we're cubing this up. Looks awesome.
Am I right? I'm throwing everything in.
So, yeah, I'm going to set this one aside.
Okay.
So for this, we want to give it a big, good glug of olive oil.
Okay. Toss
it like that. We're going to take some fresh basil, give that a toss in there. Voila. Some of these small leaves, we'll give that a nice toss up. All right, and then you want to use a dish that, helps to make it pop a little bit. So we're going to pour this here on this black. So we've got all those cubes of mozzarella, all that fresh basil.
Wow, it smells great. It looks wonderful.
Yeah, we're going to hit it with a little salt. We're using kosher salt. Awesome. And you got the peppermill right there.
And I have tomato juice all over. So while I wipe my hands off to use the peppermill, I'm going to tell folks, if you want to get this recipe, as always, visit us online at MichiganFarmandGarden.com, or you can write to Michigan Farm and Garden Recipes, P.O. Box 4461, Williamston, Michigan 48895. And there we go. How's that?
Caprese salad.
Awesome. Denene, thank you so much. It's okay. We got tomatoes all over.
We got tomatoes all over.
Folks, you have a great week, and we'll see you back here next weekend. Bye-bye.